The refrigerator. Zion, bring me one. Water. All right, let's go get your name.
On board.
All right, we rolling. We rolling. Let's see how good it is. This thing. Man, it's weird. Do this. It's still good. All right, again. Let's go ahead and clap it up. It's lucky. So lucky for the late start. You understand? Got a lot of technical difficulties, but we here. We in the building. We moving. Let's get it rolling. Let's clap it up again, man. Let's reset. Clap it up, man. Right? Come on, warrior. You need that, Bob? You need that. Let's see. There you go. Other hand. There you go. I'm strong. Shalom, Yabashim Yashab Bethum, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Latham, Bashim Yashab, to all the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commander General Yohana. Since 1969, we have been teaching so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans their true identity according to the Bible, that they are the real Israelites of biblical antiquity, and that we have a shared history, we have a common destiny, you understand? And that Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew, is our King. The reason why we're here tonight is to answer any questions concerning the Bible that you may have, any questions you may have in life. You understand? I'll do the best of my ability to answer them. All right? Any questions in the room? Any questions online? Go ahead, type them in the chat as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, my first question is, how do I know or break down the scripture by Martin? Because me and my brother was talking about it, and I didn't know how to show her that.
No sweat, no sweat. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 25. No sweat. Matter of fact, whole Genesis 25 and go to Romans 9 and 13 first. we gonna how I like to say in San Francisco. I don't go to them restaurants. I don't know if y'all go to them restaurants where they have a deconstructed quesadilla. Hell, that is. Y'all know what that is? They have a deconstructed this and a deconstructed that. You know, you ain't got no headpiece for the brother. Nothing in here. There's something in here. Huh? Yeah. Man, what I got in the car? That's something. That green one you couldn't find it. All was in the trunk she left with, huh? No sweat. I know we got something back there, but make sure. Yeah. Huh. Okay, I know we had some. That white one you had took it. Somebody had taken it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No sweat. I'll just make sure we have some in here moving forward, especially some all black for the young man as well. Y'all never heard of that deconstructed? You heard of it, Malachi? You went to culinary art school. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Deconstructed.
They make something, right? A quesadilla comes with cheese and tortillas. The white people want to make a deconstructed quesadilla so it's unfolded and it's got the tortilla open. It's like a weird way of making food. Like,
Right.
yeah, you normally, yeah, pretty much. We can show you the white man as the devil. We're gonna do the deconstruct. We're gonna go backwards. We're just gonna start at this point to show who they are. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Romans 9.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
As it is written,
Right.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
One more time.
As it is written,
Uh-huh.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right. And you start to learn about these two brothers, right? One the Lord loved and one the Lord hated. And you start to learn, how can I say it? That these are not just one person. Jacob represents the children of Israel. Jacob's name became Israel. Esau doesn't represent just one person. He represents a nation of people, right? So this nation of people God hates, right? Go ahead. You read?
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we say then?
Right.
Is there righteousness with God?
Is it evil for God to hate a nation of people? Right? Go ahead.
God forbid.
God forbid. Lie. You know what I mean? It's not evil for the Lord to hate a nation of people. Keep going.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Yeah, the Lord chooses who he wants to love and who he wants to hate. Keep going.
Verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Yeah, not because we want to love them or they want to be loved or whoever. It's not what we want, it's because that's what God wants. Keep going.
Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right. Read.
That I might show my power in thee.
Right. The Lord allowed Pharaoh to build one of the greatest empires ever. Right. The Egyptian empire had knowledge, wealth, technology. The Great Pyramids to this day, scientists say they don't know how to construct it to this day. The Lord allowed them to become that great to show his power. How did he show his power in Egypt?
He showed his power in Egypt. Are you talking about the plague?
Correct. The way the Lord showed his power in Egypt was all the plagues he sent, 10 plagues to the Egyptians, and destroying them and allowing the children of Israel to lead through taking the firstborn son of all of the Egyptians and all of their cattle, all their animals. And that's why we celebrate Passover to this day. Keep going.
Okay. And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Keep going.
Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will be hardened. Right.
Keep going. Yeah.
Verse 19. Then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but O man, who art thou defiant against God?
Call out your verses as you're going. Call out the verses as you're going. Keep going.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Right, like if you were to make something out of your own hands, you paint something on a piece of paper, you draw something. The thing that you draw is not going to ask you, like, why did you make me like this? The clay that you build with your hand and make a pot out of it, it's not going to say, why did you make me like this? You made it, you constructed it. That's the Lord talking to us as humans. We can't ask the Lord, why did he make one group of people that he loves and one group of people that he hated? That's like blasphemy almost. That's going against the Lord. You know what I mean? Keep going.
1. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Right. Keep going.
Verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath,
Willing to what?
willing to show his wrath, and to make his power known,
Right.
endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
What do you think that means? This is a smart brother too, man.
The Most High choose to show his wrath to whoever that he needs to show his wrath to.
Not quite. Not quite. Read it again.
Verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
What does that mean, Aisha? Are you going to take another shot at it?
One more shot.
Go ahead, please.
I want to say that he, like the people that he created to hate, he also created them to suffer his wrath or to be destroyed.
Correct. That's it. You just bring it all the way home. You want to add on to it, Aisha, and finish it? Get a brother in, too. That's right. Excellent answer.
I believe, like, even if I'm thinking about the opposite of that, what he made his children is to show his power within us. Like for us to, go through what we're going through right now, raise up their kingdom to whatever they are. They people that he hated to take all of that away from them and they're for that reason.
Correct. Get a brother hand too. All right, read it again one more time until we break it down.
Verse 22.
This is how you know this is talking about the so-called white man today as well. All these are keys for you to understand who this is today.
What if God, willing to show his wrath?
What if God, willing to show his wrath, right? In order for the Lord to show his power, he let the Egyptians become great in power. In order for him to say that I'm the most high God and there's nothing higher than me, he had to let a nation rise up so high that people would think that they're gods in the earth. Look how large those statues are in Egypt. Like you go and look at them, they have a sphinx. The head is as big as this room, maybe bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain statues they have so goddamn high up to the sky that the common man, you have to think about, like, you go back in the time of our grandparents that really were just starting. Well, y'all younger, but my grandparents from the 30s and from the 20s, or you may have grandparents that are like the early 1900s. They didn't know a lot about science. The first plane was invented in 1906. People didn't have a lot of knowledge about science and understanding of, on a deeper level. So we have very simplistic farming people. You come from an area in the woods in the country, you come out of the country and then you see a city where the statues are like this and they got waterfalls and mansions and all this great glory in ancient Egypt. Imagine the whole world was one big country without a lot of knowledge about science. And then you come to a city out of the woods and then you see a sphinx and you see a pyramid and you see, businesses and all these things flourishing. You be like, damn, where am I at? You understand? These people are amazing. And then they tell you why do you have this knowledge and power? Because Pharaoh is God on earth in the flesh, and Ra and Amen and this and that. These Negroes that live in New York in 2026 believe in the damn Egyptology today. You know what I'm saying? So can you imagine simplistic people with no Google, no encyclopedia, no knowledge? If they told you the Egyptians were gods in the earth, they believed them. You understand? And God had to prove to everyone without a doubt that they were not gods and they were nothing to him. And so he let them rise up in all their power to just knock them over. You know what I'm saying? They're nothing. So the Lord is going to do this again in the future. And that's what these prophecies are about. Read that part one more time.
But if God willing to show his wrath.
Yeah, I want to show you who I am. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Keep going.
And to make his power known.
To make the power of the Most High God known in the world. Read.
Endure with much long suffering.
He endured with much long suffering. A long time he's going to allow these people to reign and rule and plague the earth. Keep going.
The vessels of wrath.
These vessels of wrath, this vessel is made for me to destroy. That's the white man. He let them, they're fitted for my destruction. That's why I made them. Go ahead.
The vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
Keep going.
That he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy.
Right. And he's going to let the riches of the vessels of his glory be known. Slack it. Read that part one more time.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy.
Who is that? Who's the vessels of mercy? Get that brother a hand, man. Come on, brother. So now when we gain the kingdom of heaven, the ones that have suffered under the vessels of wrath, the ones that have suffered on the vessels fitted for destruction, now he's going to show his mercy in us by raising up the people that are hated the most on planet Earth. Like I talk about all the time. It was years ago, they used to have an app online. You would just go and put your camera on, and then it would just bring up random ass people from all over the world, and you try to get at girls and blah, 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 and you go back and forth, and they would, sometimes you would match with somebody in Russia, and the first thing a Russian would do when he would see me and my brother, nigga. Y'all ever happened to that? Y'all seen that? Nigga. He don't know any other words in English. He's monkey. They just started making fun of it, and they click and go to the next one and try to talk to girls. Like, everyone hates the children of Israel. They don't know anything about us, but they know that we're less than them in Russia. They know that we're niggas. The whole world looks down on the children of Israel as the bottom of the earth that don't need any respect. The Lord is going to show that vessel to be the one that has mercy for the things that we've done and forgiveness. And he's also going to give us the riches of his glory, which is the kingdom of heaven. Get a Lord a hand. You know what I'm saying? All right. Is there anything else on that out? Okay, please.
Which he had before prepared for glory.
Right. So that was from the beginning. Now let's go back to Genesis 25. Are you an Israelite? I'm going to ask you that.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
And also this father.
Okay. Where do you learn about being an Israelite at? Let me get a little more specific.
I learned about being an Israelite, not only how the scriptures speak, but
there we go. Hold on. That's the answer. How do you know you're an Israelite? Because of
scripture.
The Bible, right? You read this book and you saw your life and you know the history of your family and you said, this is talking about us. How do you know who the white man is in the Bible? You read the Bible and you see who he is today, and then you see who the Bible describes him then. And you line those up and you find out who he is. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you prove it to your girl. This is how you prove it to anybody. You need to use the Bible to show who the children of Esau are back then, and you'll know who they are today by the way it describes. You understand?
Right.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go to Mobile. I want to have you read Go to Genesis chapter 25 and let's see, verse 21. Uh-huh.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. 22. And the children struggled together within her. If it be so, why am I done? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Right. If she was blessed to have these children, why are they struggling within her? Why is there so much pain in her pregnancy? Go ahead. That's what.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
The Lord said there are 2 nations in your womb. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Right. And the one people will be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Let's keep going. Let's read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Right. This first twin came out red. He had reddish skin. What do they call inbred white people from down south? Yeah. Rednecks. Yeah, exactly. They call them rednecks because they turn red when they get in the sun. This is how this baby came out, and hairy all over like a garment. If there was no such thing as called a Gillette razor, if they didn't have razors, you would see how hairy white people are, women included. You understand? They will look like, what do you say? Yeah, that too. A couple other hairy animals I can't think of right now. But, a bear, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, yeah, orangutan, that's how they would look all over. Back hair, chest hair, leg hair, arm hair on top of hair. That's how they would look, like that little creature from goddamn Addams Family thing with the hair just all over the face. Yeah, that's how they would look. Who was with me when I seen we seen that person on the side street with just the
Right.
What the hell is that? Yeah, it's like it. Anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Mhm.
And they called his name Esau. Verse 26.
Mhm.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel,
Right.
and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she buried him.
Yeah, why did they describe the way Jacob looked? Because he looked normal like all the other ones. Esau is the only one where they gave a description of his skin and his hair, because something was different about this child. All right, keep going. There's another key of who he is.
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And the boy grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Right.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Yeah, Esau was a cunning hunter. If you know anything about Edomites, white people love to hunt. They're the ones that keep a deer's head in their house. They're the ones that keep animals' heads in their house and go hunting for fun. We may go hunt to eat. White people hunt for fun. Not only are they good at hunting animals, go ahead, sir, please. Stop running through there. Yeah. Yeah, they'll get up at 3:30 in the morning and go sit in a box with deer piss on themselves and wait just to kill. Have y'all heard about General Muhammad Love's talking about, they call that deer craze, or you know what I mean? It's a certain thing. They almost have pretty much like an orgasm when they kill something. Yeah, you can put it on here on YouTube. Like white people hunting is different for them. And not only are they good at hunting animals, they're good at hunting us. You think about like, I always like just drive. Have y'all been on a long drive in California outside of the city? Just look at the mountains and look at the windmills and look at that. Like, do you imagine no freeways here and how they track down all the Native Americans without a goddamn car? Like, they was going into these woods and finding people in the mountains. Like, I always think, like, why didn't they just get away from the white people and go over here? They wasn't taking no for an answer. They going to every crevice of America until they conquer every part of it and destroy you, because they will hunt you down and track you down. FBI, America's Most Wanted. They don't give up when they're trying to accomplish finding something. Osama bin Laden, they're going to go to the depths of Afghanistan and find you in this isolated cave and then kill you, because that's what drives the white man, is the hunt. Esau, though, how was Jacob, though?
And Jacob was a plain man.
Yeah.
Dwelling in tents.
Right. We just want to be at the house and hang out, chill, dwelling in tents. That's the black man spirit. We're not trying to do all this extra stuff. Like, we could make an invention to get to the moon, but if black people run the earth, we would not try to go to the moon. That's just not our spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see that broad, though? The Brazilian broad. I seen it. Like, yeah, I'm trying to marry her. Damn right. She got a sister? That would be the conversations we'd be having. Like, how many kids do you have? I got 5. How many? I'm trying to get 10. Did you see that Argentinian? Did you see that Jamaican one? Like, I'm trying to get with her and dwell in this tent and make more children. The white man is trying to figure out how to get to Mars for no goddamn reason. And we know why he's trying to get to Mars. I'd be surprised if I share, based on what I just said about the children of Israel, why is the white man trying to get to Mars? Based off what I just said.
He said, why is he trying to get to Mars?
Yeah, you see what we trying to do. That too. But based on what I said is the key to the answer. Mao Khan. Let me see. You're not gonna get it. You ain't been around Muhammad enough. Let's see. Go ahead, get a shot though. I'm being funny.
Why Esau is trying to get to Mars?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get to the heaven.
Lie. Based off what I just said. What is Jacob trying to do?
That's like a rolling tents.
And do what?
They'll be playing, hang out.
Let me see. Yeah, we're trying to make it have families. That's not the only breakdown, but that's part of it. Now, why is Esau? Based on what I just said. Go ahead. Why? That one too, but the reason why. All right, I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake. Let me stop playing around up here. Because he has a micro penis. You understand? He doesn't have what it takes to make a woman happy. So he's in the garage trying to make a goddamn rocket. I'm trying to stay in the house in top fire. He's trying to figure a way how to get out of the goddamn planet. You know what I'm saying? That makes him happy. That makes him prideful. Us just having a beautiful family and children and dwelling in tents, those things are what makes us happy. The white man can't find happiness doing that. So he finds happiness in everything else other than that. You know what I mean? All right. Let's keep going though. Anything else? No, I think that's it on that one. Let's drop down to this one real quick. I think go to 40, 49 maybe. Genesis 49. I'm looking for Dukes. There's a lot of hints. I can give you 1,000 precepts on this though. Those are some that let you know the spirit of Esau. Now, that might not be it. The death of Jacob. 45.
36 and 16.
Let me see what you got.
These were dukes of the sons of Esau.
Right. Yep.
36 verse 15.
Yep.
So, these were dukes of the sons of Esau.
Right.
Look to
You started verse 40.
Genesis chapter 36 and verse 40. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families, after their places by their names. Duke Timnah, Duke Alma, Duke Japheth.
Right, and we can let it go through all these different groups, right? Drop down to verse 43.
Duke Magdiel, Duke Iram. These be the dukes of Edom, according to their habitations in the land of their possession. Is Esau the father of Edomites?
Right. So, what nation is known for having dukes to this day?
Only nations I know that are known for having dukes to this day would be European.
Yeah, the British. Give them a hand. The British Empire, they still have dukes to this day. And this is the only time in the Bible that talks about dukes is talking about the children of Esau. Because this is their culture, this is the way they have talked since way back then. Now, I'll paraphrase a few if you want them actually written down. One more, Obadiah 1 and 9, and then we'll close out on that. But the more and more you go through the Bible and see, the more and more you go through the Bible, right, and see the character of Esau, it lines up with the children of Esau. It said he ate bloody meat. He ate sottish porridge. You understand? Porridge that wasn't fully cooked because he was impatient. All of those things, these people still carry on to this day. Go ahead when you got it.
Book of Obadiah,
Yeah.
chapter 1 and verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mounts of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Right.
This nation of people, the children of Esau, are prophesied to be cut off by slaughter. Every one of them is going to be cut off by slaughter. Thus saith the Lord. Keep going.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Does it say because of their white skin?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Does it say because of their blonde hair?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Not even because of their micro penis. Go ahead. Go ahead one more time.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
The reason why white people have to be cut off by slaughter is because of the violence they did against the Lord's chosen people, the children of Israel. Now, if you are convinced that you're an Israelite, you're the chosen people of God, who has done more harm to us than white people? That's what I would ask her. See how that works? There can't be anybody else who's done more harm to us than them. There can't be anyone that's been more violence against us than them. You understand? It's not the Arabs. It's not the Chinese. It's not the Africans. That they don't fit the description of the children of Esau. The only people that do are the so-called Europeans. And I do have a clip I'm trying to load up on my phone. It won't let me play. And one thing I'm assuming is your rib. She's a Judite, or what is she? She's Latina or what? She's a Judite. It's sad to say it. One of the best ways to teach our people, if they don't believe, I'm not saying she doesn't believe or not, but one of the best ways to convince us something is true, because we have been brainwashed and enslaved in this captivity, is to show a white person saying what we're saying. And I got a clip of a Jewish rabbi saying all the children of Esau are the Europeans. Y'all seen the clip? All the Germans, the Russians, the Norwegians, the Swedish, the British, the French, the Spaniards, all of them are Europeans. I got a clip of it, you know what I'm saying? You just remind me, I'll send it to your phone. So they know in their history. We got 1,000 books back here that talk about Esau, Edom. There's way more precepts in the Bible that show that the people that are going to be cut off, the ones that have done the most evil to the Lord chosen people, that's how we identify them. All right, so like for the long breakdown. Is that too off for now?
Yeah.
All right, no sweat. Any more questions? Bye. This is my favorite topic, is the white man being a devil.
That's right.
All right. let's go ahead. We're gonna keep doing part 2 from last week. We're gonna talk about military strategy. I'm gonna let this devil talk a little bit and see what he got to say. I got a couple of clips of here, but
large. Instead, this massive information on the art of war was jealously guarded and hoarded by the elites who ran a country. So, for instance, a king or ruler of a country would have a copy of Sun Tzu's Art of War. He would keep it by his bedside. He would read it. He would share it with his closest advisors and with his top military men. And these handful of men would meet on occasion and discuss the ideas and how to apply these ideas on strategy to the wars and situations they were facing. The officers and soldiers in an army, they would study tactics. Tactics basically being the art of how you deal with the immediate needs and problems of an army. But they were rigorously excluded from any study of the broader subject of strategy. The same thing prevailed in the culture, in the country at large. Educated elites could read books on all kinds of abstract spiritual matters and philosophy and whatever, but they could never, ever get their hands on books like The Art of War. I can think of no other form of knowledge that has had such a deep and lasting impact on history that has actually been studied by so few people. And I think, of course, obviously this begs the question, why? At first glance, you might think, well, military strategy, it's a very technical, arcane subject, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's a power issue. You see, contained in this knowledge and in these books were all kinds of brilliant ideas on how to take any kind of negative situation and turn it around into a positive situation. How to identify the particular psychological weaknesses in your opponent and how to play on those weaknesses and literally get the enemy to defeat themselves. Ideas on how to organize your army and inspire it to fight. Essentially, military strategy is a kind of bridge between an idea and its transformation into reality. It is what I call the ultimate practical philosophy. And this kind of very practical knowledge in the hands of citizens and soldiers could be very dangerous. It could lead to change. It could lead to revolution.
Pause that real quick. Key words right there. I don't know if anybody noticed that. We talk about this all the time in here, man. Practical knowledge. This knowledge you can practice is warfare, man. The UPK, we say that life is about warfare. And he's saying this knowledge about strategy of going to war is something that's been very guarded and not given to people because power comes when you have knowledge of war. Give me Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, real quick. And we're going to let him talk a little bit more.
15 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
The Lord is a man of war.
One more time.
The Lord is a man of war.
Right. You want to study war, you should study the Lord. You want to study warfare, you should study the Bible. You understand? The best military strategy for people, for power, he said, could lead to a revolution is studying the Bible. You understand? And Christ was the greatest military strategist to ever walk the planet Earth. It's not Hannibal. It's not Alexander the Greek. It ain't George Washington or any of these cats they tell us in history. It's Yahushua Mashiach. And he set us a program. And the only brothers that are keeping that program to this day are the priests and prophets here in the Israelite School of UPK. That's a bold statement to say, right? It's a very bold statement to say. But how do we know, man? You will know them by their fruits. We're the ones that keep the spirit of warriors and soldiers today and serve the Lord at the same time. Because we know the spirit of the Lord. Read it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
And they said David was a man after the Lord's heart. Why? Because he was a warrior. Because he was a soldier. He embodied that spirit as well. And all of the men in the Bible had that spirit. Matter of fact, can you find when Samuel came to town and the people were in fear? See if you can find that one real quick. Might be in 1 Kings. Let's see what 1 Samuel real quick. Let's see. Matter of fact, 1 Samuel 16 and verse 4.
This book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 4. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath.
1 Samuel 16 and 4. No sweat. The water.
1 Samuel 16 and verse 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem.
Right.
And the elders of the town trembled at his coming.
They did what?
Trembled at his coming.
Samuel was a prophet of God, and the elders got scared. The old people got scared when he came into town. Keep going.
Come. And said, comest thou peaceably?
Right. They asked him, are you coming here peaceably? You coming here with shalom? Or are you coming to put someone to death? Why were they scared of this man? Because when the prophets came to town, sometimes people got put to death. You understand? Because they were men of God whose job was to make sure the people were doing the right things. All right. So that's just a quick thing of showing the spirit of different men throughout the Bible. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit more right here.
And so the information was kept away from them. In 1801, when the slaves on the island of what is now known as Haiti revolted against their French masters, the first thing they did was get their hands on books on military strategy that had been left behind. And they studied these manuals night and day. Now, they did this obviously because they knew that Napoleon Bonaparte himself had sent a ship full of soldiers to put down this rebellion. And these men had never studied strategy, and they desperately needed this knowledge to be able to fight Napoleon's army in the field. But there was something else going on, something a little more fundamental. This was kind of the ultimate battle, the ultimate stressful environment. It was a choice between preserving the slender little thread of freedom that they had or returning to slavery. And in this kind of situation, the tendency was to become very confused, very emotional, and to make mistakes and lose control of the situation. Military strategy represented for them a kind of stairway that they could climb to elevate themselves above this very stressful, very confusing situation and get a kind of perspective on the entire battlefield and everything that was going on, have some clarity about the situation, act with some purpose and direction, and get control of the situation. And of course, the leaders of this revolt, it was very appropriate that they studied strategy because they became the very first army in history to defeat a French army under Napoleon, which was an absolutely remarkable achievement. Now, you're probably wondering, it's all very interesting, Mr. Green, on a historical level and all of that, but what does that have to do with us now? We don't live in times like that. This is an enlightened modern era and everything has changed. Well, I'm here to report that in fact, nothing has changed. Military strategy remains a subject that is really only studied in depth by specialists in very cloistered military schools. A very small number of people, mostly men, which is basically the same situation that has prevailed for thousands upon thousands of years. Now, I'm not suggesting that there are elites in this country who are controlling access to this information on military strategy. I think there's something else going on, something ideological or cultural. We live in a culture that tends to promote certain values and ideals, values of getting along with other people, cooperating, being a team player, not creating a lot of conflict or confrontation. These are values of peace. War, on the other hand, is seen as something rather dark and sinister, a relic of our barbaric past. Now, for a modern democracy, a superpower, war is a necessary evil. And as a necessary evil, we have a military, a group of specialists who study and wage wars for us. It's almost as if we erect this incredibly solid barrier. On this side, we have the military, and on this side, we have social or private life. And a person who would cross this barrier and take this knowledge that is contained in the art of war and would actually try to apply it in a social situation like an office, for instance, that such a person would bring a lot of aggression, a lot of conflict and confrontation to this sort of delicate social environment. This is a cultural prejudice that is in fact actually not based on the truth.
So what is
2,500 years ago,
I'm gonna say all this to sum up what he's saying. What is the devil saying? He's saying today you're in a civilized society. People don't even have to learn about war anymore because they value being peaceable, everyone getting along, everyone coming together. That's the spirit that your oppressor wants you in. At the same time, he is going to war with you in every way, shape, or form. You understand? So he's allowing our people to get destroyed because we don't even know we're in a war. And that's what we got to wake up to see, that these people are attacking us in different ways. So let's go to a couple of verses in the Bible, and I'm gonna play the last. I'm gonna skip ahead to this part that he was saying that was kind of key. Go ahead, please.
So he said that everybody was like, don't want to deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear is a 10 out of 10.
Go ahead, sir. Right. Exactly.
Like it never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Since Bush.
Right.
You know, it started.
Mm-hmm.
Wars, but kept it on low, like everything's all good. You know what I mean? Like, it never, so what that one thing is saying is true.
Right.
We speak about peace, but you know, it's hard to war.
Damn, that's a good precept. Yep. Man, somebody, you want to pull that one real quick? Is that what? Psalms 55 and 21. And war was in his heart. I think that's might be in Psalms too.
Yeah.
Yeah, war. Psalms 55 and 21. I don't know the one in the pocket. I'm pretty sure it says it. You talking about the where he goes a crouching like yeah, in Ecclesiastes 12, man.
15. Let's look at Psalm 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right.
But war was in his heart.
Right. Like that's how they talk. And he is saying that here though. He is saying the same thing we're saying. He's saying they talk this way, but they want the common people to believe that. That's why he said there's the veil. On one side, it's savagery and war for real. That's Afghanistan. You don't want to see that in America. They don't let us see that in our regular world. But they'll go across the globe and murder and kill everybody in Afghanistan. But over here, they tell you, oh, war doesn't matter. War is savagery. It's animalistic. It should be about peace. And that's how you want to be in this office. That's how you want to be on day to day. Go ahead.
And to add to that, it's the same way how they did to our people when it came to coming to the land. They spoke with smooth lips. They came talking about peace until they got familiar with the land. And then once they got familiar with the land, then that's when they attacked the people who talked to them about that.
Correct. Get a brother hand, man. Exactly. That's exactly what they've done, man. That's how, once again, the Bible shows you who these people are through how we have lived our lives. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go back. We're gonna go back a little bit from couple verses. Let's do 1 Peter. Well, nah. Yeah, 1 Peter 5 and 8. I think we pulled that one last week.
Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. Anything else? Go ahead.
Verse 9. whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Keep going. Yeah.
Verse 10. But the God of all grace, who hath called us into his eternal glory by Christ, by Yahushua Mashiach, Christ Jesus. After that, ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
Right. Keep going.
To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Verse 12. By Silvanus, a faithful brother unto you.
No, okay, drop that. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 12. But mainly when he says your adversary, beware, he comes like a roaring lion. He's trying to attack. And who do lions love to attack? That's the key too. You know anything about lions? Go ahead.
In a broad term, would be right, but lions love to attack deer. They love to attack. They love to attack buffalo. They love to attack.
And which kind of deer and buffalo?
Ones that are usually easy to catch.
Right.
Ones that are pretty much sitting down, drinking, or going to like some water, or eating, or just pretty much safe.
Right. I think Mawakam is going to bring it all the way home. The most vulnerable, which would be the babies and the elderly and the sick. You know what I'm saying? That's who lions go and attack. They can catch that limping antelope. They can catch that limping zebra, that baby zebra. And that's the spirit of your oppressor. He goes around trying to catch the women and the children, you understand? And the elderly. And that's how they've always related to us. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, go ahead to the verse.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Verse 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Right. Like, this is our job, is to understand how to battle against the oppressor, how to battle against the things that Satan has put against us. And so once again, we talked about this a little bit last week, but we're going to keep moving forward. We put on this armor by gearing up, getting our spirit right, studying the scriptures, building our brotherhood amongst each other, and then going out and doing the work. So if they're going to attack us spiritually, we got to attack them spiritually. How do we do that? How do they attack us spiritually? By lies in the media, in our family, attacking everything that we learn and focus our life about. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. What is Esau going to do? Make an entire genre of music that worships money and loves money. Every goddamn video, every Instagram post is a nigga carrying cash. Like, why do you think that they're always showing cash when no one needs cash anymore? Go ahead, Ashiardo. Are you answering or you had a comment first? Can you bring me a water? Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I think it's just something where it's like an infatuation of showing that you're not broke.
Right. That's give her a hand. That's right. And what is the visual like? You could show jewelry and you could show, a car, you could show all these things, clothes that you have money. They do that as well. But what is it about them actually showing the dollars and stacks of dollar bills for? Go ahead, Ashur.
It's fine, so I think it's because it's what they made for you to like put work into.
Right.
So it's like it's the propaganda that's pimping your mind, believing up to have all this,
Right.
you should have it as well. And you should do everything that this person is willing to say that they did for you to get it.
Damn right. Damn right. That's heavy. All right. You got something up? Okay. Why the physical money though? Why they need you to see it? Give it to y'all for time's sake. Because they want you to make it, they want to make it a god. They want to make it an idol. Now you have something physical you can see. You can't see it on the card when you're swiping it. I need to see the stack of money that I make my life about loving money, worshiping money, because they're going to spiritual war with the Lord's chosen people. Now you have someone that'll I hated when this started happening. I didn't hear it a lot growing up, but somewhere between Cash Money and Birdman, and when they made flossing and like having money studying Jay-Z, when that era came in hip hop, we got to the point where you could have a Tyler Perry and it'd be okay in the Black community. Because when you say, I disagree with Tyler Perry wearing a dress and being Medea, what will somebody say about you or him or both? Go ahead. On topic.
You saying, like, what would they say about you saying something about it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
They say,
And you a hater because what?
he did money.
Exactly. Get a brother hand. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry getting money, nigga. You a hater, man. He a billionaire. Tyler Perry a billionaire. He got a whole studio in Atlanta. Nigga, stop hating on that nigga because he getting money. No, I'm hating on him because he's. I'm gonna get our page taken down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on him. I'm telling him the truth. There's something wrong with him. Tyler Perry shouldn't do that. It's not good to do that. What is it? To gain the world and lose your soul. Young Thug put on a dress. Something is wrong with that. Oh, you quit hating on that nigga. Getting money, man. That nigga get money. You broke. Broke ass nigga. What's wrong with you? That shit. If I put a dress on and get some money like that too. Niggas have no morals because of money now. Women have no morals because of money now. That they worship money so much. It's become their God, and the white man knows that he can destroy you spiritually. And who controls the money? They print it out. So they have unlimited amount of money, and now they control you. They can give you if I need you to do this, go ahead to the printer and then bring it back, and then I'll get him to do that. Y'all seen Coming to America? Have you seen it? He said, stand on one leg, bark like a dog. She did whatever he asked him. That's the white man in us right now. You tell a nigga they have all these crazy memes online. Would you ever do this for $1 million? Would you ever do this? Every time it's some gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas never gonna get a check, but they just want to see if you're gonna admit that you would do this for that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Because they know a lot of people would do disgusting things because of the money. So that's one of the biggest things they do to attack us spiritually is make us worship their money and make that our God. All right. It says it on the dollar. In God we trust. They want you to trust in that and not the Most High. All right, let's keep going though. What's in the verse? Slaki?
Verse 14. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about your girded with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Right. That's the protection you need. The breastplate of righteousness will stop you from doing some nonsense like Young Thug or Tyler Perry, because you know the truth of what the Lord said, that a man should not put on garments that pertain to a woman and vice versa. You would know the truth that a man can't be a homosexual like Young Thug, whatever the hell he's doing, or the people he's around. You know what I'm saying? You would fight against these things because you would know that's your oppressor's way of attacking us. All right, keep going.
Verse 15. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Verse 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
All right, let's drop that. Go to this next verse.
Verse
No, I'm gonna call it out. Slug it. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. We're going to run through. I know we had a late start, so let's wrap it up real quick for tonight, man. Got to be on point next week.
Chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. Furthermore, when I came to Troas to preach Christ's gospel, and the door was opened unto me of the Lord. Verse 13.
Now drop that. Slug it. Read that verse 11 one more time, and then drop down to. Hold on. Let's see. Go ahead.
Don't come. Verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. Like, once again, these are weapons, these devices that he uses to attack us. Go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 3.
Don't come. Chapter 11 in verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
Right. So it's subtlety that he always uses. It says he's the most subtle beast of the field. So they do these things undercover in how they attack us and go to war with us. All right. Let's drop that though. Go to Luke chapter 22, verse 31.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have him, that he may sift you as wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 32. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Right. Go to James 4 and 7. Satan has desired to sift us out. That's what happens when you come into the truth. We usually read Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, James 4 and 7. The book of Ecclesiasticus. All right, just wait for a second. All right, we'll get to it. Zion, make sure you give her a chance to play with it. All right, Zion? All right. Go ahead, read.
James chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves therefore to God.
Mm-hmm.
Resist the devil,
Mm-hmm.
and he will flee from you.
Right. We got to submit ourselves to the Lord. Obedience to the Lord, obeying the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you fight against Satan. They want you to be destroyed by doing whatever you want to do. And this is the house that we come into where we have the structure, the discipline to fight against those things. You got something out? Okay. No sweat. No sweat. All right. Drop that. Go to, I think we read that already. Go to James chapter 1, verse 27.
Okay, look at James chapter 1 and verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction.
Right, like, oh snap. Go ahead. Listen. Okay. You on it?
Okay.
No, yeah, go ahead.
And to keep himself unspotted from the world.
No sweat, no sweat. But the thing that we do in our mission to fight against the oppressor, the number one word you're going to hear us talk about over and over and over again is brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon. Going to the fatherless, going to the widows, going to those afflicted is how we attack the oppressor, because that's how he's attacking us. It's not just the warfare of weapons. You'll hear this dude talk about it in here, that a good military strategist doesn't want to have a shot go off at all. They want to have the least amount of bloodshed. And the way they attack us is to kill our spirit, to kill our culture. All right, I'm gonna go back to this dude and play a little bit more. I'm gonna close out.
What is known as a campaign. Most people fight in terms of battles and their immediate battles. The idea in grand strategy, as I talk in my chapter, is you lose battles but win the war. You think in terms of several years down the line of what your ultimate goal is, and you craft a very powerful, a very rational campaign. The icon of grand strategy is Alexander the Great himself, probably the first grand strategist of all. Alexander the Great was a man who prayed most fervently to the spirit of Athena. When Alexander the Great crossed into Persia to take on the Persian Empire, he had an army of about 40,000 men, and he was about to take on an army of 750,000 men, seemingly impossible odds. But what Alexander the Great did, instead of rushing into battle and fighting the Persians, which is what almost any other general would have done, he didn't fight them at all. He worked very carefully to understand Persian culture and Persian politics. He went from city to city, winning them over politically, introducing them to a new kind of world, which was the Alexandrian Empire, creating a new culture. He did this for several years, and he had essentially won over a huge chunk of the Persian Empire without ever fighting a single battle. By the time he finally met the Persians in battle, he had already absorbed their entire empire. They had nothing to depend on. They had no economy. They had nothing left. And then he simply defeated them in battle. This is the idea of grand strategy. When I've looked at all of the greatest strategists in history, your Napoleons, your Hannibal, your Queen Elizabeth I, your Abraham Lincolns, I determined that all of them possessed this grand strategic spirit in abundance. This was actually the source of their success, not necessarily their knowledge of strategy, but the fact that they had this power of vision. Now, I believe that this is a power that lies dormant in each and every one of you. It's not a question of praying to Athena anymore, although you can do that if you want. It's more a question of doing a simple process. Whenever you're about to enter into a battle, and there's an important decision to make, or there is a crisis going on, instead of rushing forward as we normally would do, you take a step back. This is literally what Napoleon would do before any of his large battles. And you completely reassess your strategy. You tell yourself, my ideas are probably very limited because I have not been looking at the whole situation. You tear up your strategy and you think in these terms. You think, if I had actually enacted what I had planned to enact, how would this probably lead to some kind of disaster?
The main part, though, from what he was saying is that the way that Alexander was able to come through was through the culture. And that's the main point that I wanted to play what he was saying for, is that Alexander, it tells you in the Bible, matter of fact, in the book of Maccabees, it talks about how they destroyed these other nations by saying, let's unite under one culture and become one family. That's how they destroyed all the nations of the world, was through Greek culture, through Hellenization. So the biggest fight that we can have against our oppressor is changing our culture. Is the reason why we have these high holy days. It's the reason why we dress the way we dress. It's the reason why we talk the way we talk in the UPK, because these are the weapons of our warfare. Because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. You understand? And so we fight that spiritual war day in and day out. We show brotherhood to our people, and they know that those are the biggest things to defeat a people. It's not coming in. They call it propaganda warfare. They leave little leaflets and they leave all this information on TV to make the people love them and hate their own people and turn on their own people. That's what we've been dealing with as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Coons and sellouts telling you over and over and over again, when George Floyd gets killed, oh, we don't gotta be like them. We gotta be better than them. What does Barack Obama and Michelle Obama say all the damn time? Don't go low. When they go low, we go high. But didn't Obama go and kill Gaddafi? He didn't go higher with that. He murdered that man. You understand? Did he murder Osama bin Laden? Why didn't Obama go high with him? Because they don't believe that, because they're hypocrites. The only people that have to take the high road are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because they know if we didn't take the high road and we wanted to fight back, we would be justified. You understand? So they should thank the men in the ISUBK, because we know that we're not going to have a war with them like this. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We're going to let them have the carnal battle. We're going to win this spiritual war. And so we gird up our loins and to keep saying it over and over again as we come together, man, and here. So I see y'all brothers in here falling asleep. We're not going to keep it going too long. It's already late. Man, let me see. Before we let this go, let me think about a precept real quick. Give me Luke chapter 1, verse 68, I believe.
This is the book of Luke chapter 1 and verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Right.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 69. And hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Right. The Lord has raised up a horn of salvation, a shofar, a trumpet to sound the alarm that Black people, Latino people, and Native Americans will finally be free. That we don't have to suffer under these people no more. And that prophecy of Obadiah that says that the entire mount of Esau shall be cut off by slaughter, that day is finally here. That's the day that Jeremiah waited for. That's the day that Isaiah waited for. That's the day that Ezekiel waited for. All of the prophets waited for this day. Read it again. Mm-hmm.
Verse 69.
Mm-hmm.
And have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Keep going.
Verse 71. That we should be saved from our enemies.
That we should be what?
Saved from our enemies.
Good night, man. That's the prophecy about Jesus Christ, man. To come and save his people from their enemies. And we read in the book of Revelation how it's going to go down, how these things are going to happen. World War III, they say Christ is going to have a vesture dipped in blood, blood to the horse's bridle, all these things because the Lord is a man of war. And he's just setting up this great battle. So once again, man, we got to embody that spirit. And before we, get out of here, for one, man, for water to all the brothers in the zone that made it out to Antioch the other day, man. Give yourselves a hand, man. Going out and y'all embody the spirit of true soldiers, true brotherhood, that at the drop of a dime, y'all ready to put y'all lives on the line for y'all people on what's right, and that's what's needed. That spirit don't come in the Christian church. You understand? And especially get this brother a hand again, you know what I mean? Because I didn't expect to see him again. You know what I mean? I do so many other stuff. We never see him again. And the Lord is showing you something, he's showing us something as well. And you just keep on coming around, and you're gonna see, man, where the trick is at and where you should be. I'm gonna say this right here, because coming up new, we all been in that seat. We don't worship Commander Giuliani. Just if you want to know, if you got any questions about that, why every time we say we're here under Commander Giuliani, we talk about Commander Giuliani, we don't worship him. All right? He's not God. He's not our Lord and Savior. He's just a man like everybody else. He puts his pants on just like everybody else. He told me the reason why I came over here is I watched the interview of him, and he said, I argued with my rib just like everybody else. You understand? He's a regular man. You know what I'm saying? Well, not a regular man, but he's a mighty man that has been like all the other men in these times that we've read in the Bible till now. All right. The reason why we give him credit is because of the work that he's done and the effect that it's had on our life, holding on to the truth and giving us the opportunity to change our life. All right. And there's one God, there's one nation, there's one king, there's one people who's always been united, and there's always been one home of the truth and of the priests and prophets. Now, it's on you to discern if this is that, all right? But as you come and see and observe and watch, that's what I do. And I found out, okay, this is the home of the truth. This is the truth. By the actions of the men and the people that we see and the effect that it has on our brothers and sisters, okay? And so, what's the last thing I'm going to say to that? That if the part that's always missed, I know the brothers hear me, I might sound like a broken record. The part that a lot of people don't realize, if you watch Black Watch and watch anything where Commander Jay Hunter is on, the brotherhood that he has for the men in the school is like no other. And the brotherhood he has for the men that have served with him and helped build up this school, the sacrifice that he has done. When I heard things like, man, he could fly first class. Commander Jay Hunter's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Said, my people are suffering. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Not trying to get a Bentley. All these different things that we have experienced and seen in brotherhood from him and how he talks about us all of the time. So it's a symbiotic relationship, man. We give honor to a wise man that guided us and held on to these things, because I can't go to IUIC and change. Watching them and seeing what they do and how they said F. Trayvon Martin, and they killed our sister Joy Morgan, and now they just made some African tribe, the tribe of Ephraim, last week. A brother posted that. Yeah, they said now some Nigerians are the tribe of Ephraim. How they go to East Indian and they try to get people out of India, and how they do this and that. And Nathaniel sent pictures of his penis to people in the school. That's true. Everything, yeah, that's wild work. You know what I'm saying? How one of their members was caught with a transvestite and tried to kill it. That's that's not for me. If I had a choice of selling dope or joining IUIC, I'm going to prison. I didn't have no other place to go. You know what I'm saying? This is the only home. I watched groups like Sakari, you heard of them, and Guerrilla Hebrew, where their leader was getting paid by his wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a real thing. We told people before that they didn't have the truth, and then their action shows you who they were. You understand? We knew Genesis didn't have the truth, and then it come out that their leader is a pimp and beating his wife. You know what I mean? Like, all of these things we have seen, and this is all that we have. So why not give credit to the man that held on to this for us? Why not give credit to the generals that are with him? Why not give credit to the captains and show honor to them for saving our lives? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the Lord works. And we not no damn Christians, all right? So I see y'all was he about to take the mic from me. You know what I'm saying? You got to. But yeah, no sweat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anybody else got anything? Because I for sure thought that we was gonna go to Passover and it was gonna make me cut my finger and dedicate my life to Commander Jay. I found out, that's not what this is, man. He's a very humble man and very kind and loving brother. And that's the same thing that all of us have been taught. And that's what we're here to do, man. Do the work and have to. That's it. That's the catch. You know what I mean? So much so people go online and lie about us. Like, I heard about people lying about what happened in the 90s, But I was shocked when I saw people lie about what I'm in right now. Like they'll say something from the 90s that didn't happen and lie online. But I watched a nigga make a video last year saying that the captains in here extort us and make us give them money, and they give it to the generals and they give it to them. And I'm like, where are they doing that at? Like, this cat is online just saying it like it's true. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff online. You stick around, you'll find out though. You know what I mean? For sure. Go ahead, please.
One of the things that I was suffering with was
Mhm.
finding out the brotherhood, but
Mhm.
also trying to find the right Israelite group to follow under.
Right.
And that's why I want to give thanks to the Most High, because throughout ever since I came into the knowledge of who my identity was,
Right.
I've been looking for that brotherhood. And then it's interesting that I always rejected
Right.
like when I first started.
Right.
And how I always like back off from one West or just the ideology of white man being the devil, and also Native Americans, Mexican, Latinos,
Right.
are children of Israel. Like I rejected that for a while, and it wasn't a rejection to the point where if you show me proof of it, then I would believe it. Was more so rejection because I had questions that didn't have answers at the time.
Right.
And I thank the Most High that He brought me here because I've been praying and fasting and asking the Most High to bring me to a brotherhood that I would have to stay by myself and like coming to the knowledge.
Damn right.
Here, because if I was going with my own understanding, I was going to be trying to hit up Zion
Right.
to learn biblical Hebrew.
Right.
And I'll still be looking up or talking to people visually instead of being amongst real brothers.
Damn
So
right.
it wasn't until I finally just committed myself to the Most High and let Him bring me to a group, and not only a group, but a true brother who can teach me not only the knowledge but strengthen my walk when it comes to Yahweh Shai and the Most High has brought me here.
Damn right, man.
Thanks to the Most High.
Okay, Christ, man. That takes a lot of courage to say that, and a lot of humility. I got a couple more. I can give me John chapter 1 and verse 45. All right.
John chapter 1, verse 45.
Okay.
Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, We have found him,
Right.
of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write.
Right. Like these fake Israelites, the reason why we call them that is not because we know they're Hebrew Israelites. They're our brothers. They are Hebrew Israelites. They're children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're fake Israelites because they are not in the truth. And this is where we get this precept from, all right? And the reason why we want to distinguish between them and us is because if you're not teaching the truth, you're teaching a lie. And if you're teaching a lie, you're going to destroy someone's life. That's a very dangerous thing to play with. I always talk about that sword that they wield in Excalibur. I don't know if you heard that story where it was like in a stone. And only King Arthur, exactly. Only King Arthur could pull out that sword and wield its power because that sword is so powerful. You understand? It wasn't made for everyone to have it in their hands. That's the Bible, Ox. Like if everyone taught the Bible, do you know how many, literally we talking about it, millions of children have been molested because of people using the Bible wrongly? Called the Roman Catholic Church. It's called the Christian Church. You understand? It's called the Muslim mob. They used our book and created another religion and wrote another book based off the foundation of this book. That's how powerful this book is. It should not be in the hands of any and everybody. When it got in the hands of Sakari, he took millions, I'm pretty sure millions of dollars, definitely hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm guarantee it's in the millions. He's taking millions of dollars out of the black community, man, and used it to go and buy God knows what. Now he's a Hoover premium prick. You know what I'm saying? He used that money. He took that tithes money and bought a pagan device with it. You understand? And it's not because he is that great of a man. That's the part that people miss. Gorilla Hebrew is not that great. In his mind, he may deceive himself. But how was he able to do it? I gave you the answer already. Go ahead. Exactly. The Bible is that great. People genuinely want to serve the Lord, and people take advantage of that sincerity and abuse them with it, which is why the Lord never made it for large groups of people to be teaching the goddamn book. All right, we'll go into that later and all those other things that you mentioned. We're going to keep getting into those topics and just certifying why we teach these things so that you can make your own decision and understanding and firmly believe. But keep going. You reading up?
Verse 47.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus saw Nathanael.
Mm-hmm.
Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Philip said unto him, come and see. Verse 47. Jesus saw Nathanael.
Hold on real quick. Let me break that part down. That's what they see with us too. Like, damn, these niggas is rough, they tough, they curse, they drink liquor in class, you know what I'm saying? They always calling the white man the devil. Like, the Spirit of the Lord can't be with them. Can any good thing come out of niggas that act like this? You know what I mean? This is not what I would think of men of God. You know what I mean? Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Christ was from the trenches. They didn't believe any positive thing could even come out of where Christ was from because his city and his hometown was such a bad place. Did anything come out of deep East Oakland? There's one thing about just Oakland in general, but from the lower bottoms, like, can anything good come from over there? Can anything come from Ghost Town? Go ahead. You know what I mean? Deep East Oakland. Like, it gets worse and worse. The parts of Oakland white people never go to. They know about the Coliseum. They get off the BART. They go to the Coliseum. They get back on the BART. They go to Crockett. They go over to downtown by Jack London. I've been to Oakland before. You have never been to Oakland. They don't go into East Oakland down there. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even got to go there to buy dope anymore. Like, maybe in the 80s they would go over there for dope. But keep going. That's where Christ was from. Salaki. I digress. Go ahead.
Verse 47.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh saw Nathanael coming to him and saith of him,
Mm-hmm.
behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no God.
Right, not just an Israelite by race, not by tribe, but indeed in action. You know what I'm saying? That's what made him an Israelite. Keep going.
48. Nathanael saith unto him, whence knowest thou me? Yahweh answered and said unto him, before that Philip called thee, when thou wast under the fig tree, I saw thee.
Right. So Nathanael's like, how do you know me? How do you know anything about me? How do you know I'm an Israelite indeed? Christ is like, I saw you before Nathanael even brought you over here under the fig tree. He's describing where he was at. Keep going.
Verse 49. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Master, Rabbi, the Son of God, thou King of Israel.
Just by him saying that, that reminds me of what you just said right here. Like, thank the Most High that he brought you to a brotherhood, that he brought you around men that serve the Lord. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 50. Yahweh answered and said unto him, because I said unto thee, I saw thee under the fig tree, believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these.
Right. If you think you see brotherhood now, you're going to see greater brotherhood than this. You know what I'm saying? If this makes you give credit to the UBK, you stick around for a few Passovers and really lock in with the brothers, and you will really see that this is a real family, man. This is a real brotherhood. You know what I mean? That we here for you, and that you here for us, and we here for each other, man. That can show you that quickly, You ain't seen nothing yet. That's what Christ is saying to him. Go ahead, Aisha.
Is this describing like the Abishai having a vision of seeing the thing under the fig tree?
One more time.
Was this explaining like Yahweh seeing the thing under the fig tree? Like he had a vision under the fig tree?
It doesn't quite.
Not there.
Right. So it could be a different. I mean, there's a couple ways that it could have been. He could have just been meditating and it was revealed to him or to see him.
Right.
Christ could have what we would call almost like teleporting to that area, maybe in the spirit, who knows, and seeing that. You know what I mean? It doesn't really describe how that he saw him, but he did see him and he didn't know that he saw him. Go ahead. Doesn't say that either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to add on to what it does say, but he did say he knew that he was a righteous man or he was Israelite indeed. And he did not know how. He's like, how are you telling me how I am? You know what I'm saying? And Christ is telling me, I know when you was doing this and you was doing that. So I know a lot more about you than you think I do. That's pretty much the spirit of what he's saying. He might have been observing him for a long time or had him or known who he was in the spirit for a very long time. But the Lord revealed to him that this is a righteous brother and that this is the things that he's doing. So that's what I would just take from that. All right, read the last verse.
Come. Verse 51.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
There says to you, hereafter ye shall see heaven open, with angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man.
Yeah, I'm not going to guarantee you're going to see that. That's not what I'm coming here to tell you. But I am coming to tell you that in this time that I've been here, I've seen Captain Zaryak do some miracles. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Commanding General Yohanan do miracles. I've seen General Muhammad do miracles. I've seen brothers in this dome do miracles. And it may not be something like somebody walking on water. I'm not going to tell you a dream like that. But I'm going to say that I've seen a brother come in here that did not want to live, and he wants to live now. You know what I'm saying? I've seen brothers that were destroying themselves and destroying their families, and they don't do that anymore. And that is a miracle from God. You understand? And this is the only place that I've seen that. Because other places you can go, we see the result that people get more demons on them. You know what I'm saying? And not only do they gain more demons, they how can I say it? I don't even want to say that. Go to the next, these last two verses I got. Go to Matthew 7 and maybe 16.
16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns?
Mm-hmm. Go up a verse then, maybe 7 and 15. Start. Well, yeah. What does 16 say?
Verse 16.
Go to verse 15. Damn it. Start at 13. We started late.
13. Enter ye in at the straight gate,
Mm-hmm.
for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right. This is Christ telling you there's always been a narrow path. And none of these other people have the spirit to even say we're the home of the truth. Like, I would respect different groups if they at least said that. Because Christ said bold things. We say bold things intentionally here. Christ said, what is it? If you're not with me, you're against me. He told his men to follow me. He came out and said that there is a man greater here than Solomon. That's why they wanted to kill him. It's the same reason many people don't like the UPK. Is because we're bold enough to say certain things that people will never say because the Lord is not with them. You understand? And they know I can use this Bible if I'm Sakari, but even I won't sit here and say that we're the only home of truth. But it's not okay. The reason why they won't say it is not because they're scared to say it either. I'm gonna ask y'all real quick. Why won't you have to be a very evil man to understand this? And y'all are some sincere brothers, so you might not get it. Why won't Sakari say they're the home of the truth? Go ahead. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't see that one. Not quite though.
You ask the question one more time?
This verse, read that part of the verse again, Malachi. Mm-hmm.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction.
Right. We say we're the only home of the truth. It's a narrow gate. That's the answer right there. Why will Sakari not say they're the only home of the truth? Or Genesis, or any of these other fake Israelite groups? Go ahead. You got it? Okay, please. Nope. There you go. Give them a hand. They want that gate wide open, like Sakari's back end. Yeah, they want it wide open, like his back end. They want everything open. They women open, they men open, the Bible open, everything open. Go ahead. Right. Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody won't kill himself. I mean, people do want to kill themselves, but you know, you would think that you ask them, do you want to kill yourself? They know, but they're killing themselves. Right.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So if you stop those things, you know what I mean? You know.
Right.
You can only get up to here. Smoke weed.
Right. Eat weed.
They allow those, you know, stuff like that. They do it.
That's right.
It's part of it.
Right.
They don't report you. I mean, they report this so-called, you know what I mean?
Right. That's right. Yeah, I'll see y'all saw him. Yeah. If they said they were the only home of the truth, they would lose members because their members are Christian. They have the Christian mentality that we need to be peaceable. We need to have brotherhood or fake brotherhood. What's the word they use? Fellowship. We have fellowship with everybody. So if we close our doors, people are not going to like us. They're scared to have enemies for Christ. So they want to be friends with everybody because they make more money by talking like that. That's what the Christian church does. It sounds so nice, it sounds so sweet that they can bring everyone in and make more money. That's why IUIC teaches a man can only have one wife. If the UPK taught that a man can only have one wife, there'd be more than one sister on this side of the room. Get a sister hand, you know what I'm saying? It'd be more than one than her here tonight. It'd be a lot more women. And everybody got their own, I see the brother say, everybody got their own thing to battle. But at least she battling, whoever's battling, at least they in here. This is not the enemy, you know what I'm saying? This is a good sister right here. You know what I mean? The sisters in the world, they would be filled up bringing tithes and paying all types of money to Command Jayana if we made that one tweak, you know what I mean? Because we would open the gates up. But this is the way that you narrow the gates down, all right? Keep going. Yeah. Who's gonna keep reading real quick? Can somebody keep going? No sweat. You want to pick it up, IPR? Okay.
Verse 14. Because strict is the I'm going to continue with 13. And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in their acts. Verse 14. Because strict is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Yeah, most people don't find it. which is also the reason why. So most people are going to be like, there's something wrong with this. This is a cult. These niggas is tripping. Everybody's going to say that because that's how it's always been. The majority of people don't find this road, don't find this path. Keep going. There'll be few that find it. Go ahead.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, Zion Lex, he acts very nice and highly intelligent. He's going to use a lot of big words. He's going to try to cut you in science and this and that and going back and this and the Hebrew language, the original. They don't know this. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. Keep going.
But inwardly, they are ravening wolves.
Right. Men like that, they prey on people and they act like they're sheep and kind and nice to take advantage of people. The UPK, we're not wolves in sheep's clothing. We are sheep in wolves' clothing. You understand? We're brothers that outside, we're going to yell, we're going to raise our voice, we're going to tell you, shut your goddamn mouth. We're going to say, you understand? The white man's the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. And you're going to come out the class and say, hey, come on, what are you doing, man? You need anything? You doing good? You want some water? You need something? How's everything going? How's your family doing, man? Most High in Christ, man. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, let him have it. No, you take this. You understand? You're going to see brothers that are actually kind-hearted, but the world sees us as aggressive and wild and dangerous, and that's for a reason. All right, keep going.
Oh God. Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
You shall know them by their fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Right. The way that you know who the men of the Lord are is by the fruits that they produce. That's how you make a judgment of who has the truth. Are we able to take this type of man who the world gave up on and give him new life? Or are y'all able to do that? And you will see that I can show you Sakari is a member of Hoover Criminal Crip Gang right now. He's proud of it. He wasn't, the fruit of him is going to be more gang members. It's going to be more pegging. It's going to be more pimping. It's going to be more abuse. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have the truth. All right. You can drop that. Last one for the night. This is how you know who the men of God are. John chapter 13, verse 34.
Book of John, chapter 13, and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another, as I love you. He also love one another. 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Right.
That's how you know who are disciples of Christ. Brothers that have love for one another, the brotherhood amongst each other, that's how you know who has the home of the truth. And that's the example that we see every time from Commander Jehanna, talking about General Muhammad, General Akala, General Q, General Hazayan, them being in the trenches, sleeping on the floor of the school with rats and animals in Philly so that he could come upstairs and teach the Bible to me. You understand? Instead of him taking that money and paying rent and having a house, he sacrificed his money to live in the school so that we could have this here in Northern California. You understand? So that we can build this brotherhood here. He showed brotherhood to us before we ever knew him. And that's the same thing that we have here. Men like Officer Yawasa that gave up his time and energy for us to have this building right here. You understand? Like Officer Karak and Captain Kwan Wall. You understand? And all the brothers in this zone, Captain Dahar, Captain Daria, all these men have sacrificed their lives and shown an numerous amount of brotherhood so that we could be here today. You understand? And so this is how you'll know. All right. With that, that's the class. We're gonna just go ahead and salute everybody real quick. Y'all Bashim Yashab with a thumb. Y'all Shema Thumb Bashim Yashab. All right, class dismissed.